guys, welcome back to another episode of Lead and Learn with Occupational Health and Safety. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel for more videos. Thank you for all the subscriptions that I've been getting, for the likes, and also the comments, guys. I see you down in the comment sections. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, guys. Now today's video, we are going to be discussing near misses, incidents and accidents on site, right? And we're also going to discuss the reporting procedure of an accident or incident on site. Now, right, guys, let us jump right into today's topic. Now, first of all, I want to differentiate between a near miss incident and an accident. Incident, guys, an incident is when something occurs, right? When an event occurs or a dangerous event occurs and no persons was injured, or even could be property loss but not quite property loss. No person was injured and no property was lost, so that could count as a near miss incident. And then an accident is if an unsafe or dangerous event occurs and then somebody gets ill or injured or even death. So that is the definitions of each. That is the definition of accident, and there's the definition of injured. Or that is the difference between the two. One, somebody actually does get injured or ill or death. In the case of an incident, nobody gets injured, no damage is caused to property. It is actually a near miss incident. Okay, right. All right, guys, so I just want to also differentiate, what do we do in the case of an incident? What is the first things that usually happen in the case of an incident or accident on site? Now remember, it also depends on whether it is an accident or an incident on site. If it's a near miss incident, you don't really have to go through the whole investigation procedure. You don't have to run through all this documentation and all that, but you do have to try to find out what happened, how it happened and why it happened, and then also try to revert back to your risk assessments. I mean, it didn't happen, it almost happened, but then the reason it almost happened, was it because, is this an aspect that is not covered in the risk assessment? Is this an aspect that it is covered but it's not mitigated in the right way, So remember, also mitigation measures are quite important in accident prevention. And then the other now type would be in the case of an accident. What happens in the case of an accident on site, where now somebody's gotten injured or death or loss of limb or even illnesses, right, that are actually due to work, and we can prove that it's due to work, due to activities that are going on at work. Now in that case, guys, what usually has to happen, I first want us to discuss the people that are involved in a whole accident scene at work. Okay, an accident at work just occurred. Now, who are the people that are involved? One, I would say it's my emergency response coordinator, damn right involved. The first aider, very involved. The SHERAPE, very involved. And the incident investigator, right? 4 legal appointments are involved hands-on in the case of an accident. Okay, so when now these 4 legal appointments are all involved, they all actually have their own duties. They've got their own responsibilities, bits and pieces to play. But ultimately, all these 4 appointments could be one person. And all these appointments, this one person has all these duties to do. All right. So usually, okay, wait, where was I? Yeah, okay. So usually, guys, you'd need your emergency response person, right? Your emergency response person is literally one of those people that are gonna be first on the scene. And when they are first on the scene, they are the people that always know who to call. Either you call an ambulance or you call the super. They are the response person, because first of all, they'll have to clear the scene, okay, isolate this person. So they also just assist in clearing the scene, calling the ambulance, making sure that the ambulance has our address, knows exactly where we are, knows also about the time this has happened. And then the first aider usually would be, their duty would be to assist the person who is injured at the moment. Because remember, if somebody is injured and it's not a first aid injury, even as a first aider, you still need to put them right, need to check their breathing, need to check their postures. You still need to make sure that of the basics, I think they call it basic life supports, but you still need to make sure of basics, that they're still okay, they're still all right. Even though there's not much that you're going to do, you just check that they're still okay. So guys, and then the next person who may also be involved in the whole accident scene would be your SHERAPE. Now you need the SHERAPE for reporting purposes, for reporting and making sure that every detail of this incident is captured by the SHERAPE. And then the last person you need is your incident investigator. Your incident investigator will be responsible for compiling the whole investigation, running the whole investigation. Should the investigation be prolonged and be further investigated, the incident investigator is the one that is going to lead the whole investigation. Although you also have a team of people that are assisting you, right? Cool. So now I just want us to jump into the incident reporting procedure. Incident reporting procedure, guys. Something just happened, like boom, okay? A guy just fell off somewhere. Right now he's unconscious. He's unconscious, right? Okay. Your emergency response guy, he has cleared the scene. He has barricaded the scene, moved people away from the the person who just got injured, and is now calling an ambulance. Okay, remember, you can call an ambulance or you can take a person to the hospital depending on whether transport is available or not. If you opt to take the person to the hospital, that's also fine. So, and that would actually be the responsibility of the emergency response person to know where is the nearest hospital, where is the nearest fire station or the police station, or any those kind of stuff, right? Those kind of details. It would be the emergency response person's responsibility to make sure that he knows of these emergency places or emergency services. So, okay, the guy has cleared the incident, has called the ambulance. Now ambulance is on their way. Your first aider is busy checking. If it happens that you guys are different people, your first aider is now checking your person, okay? Checking your person to make sure that he is still breathing, he's got a pulse, he's sitting the right way, he is facing the right way, not to like puke on himself, those kind of things. But obviously a first aider would be more knowledgeable in that area. And obviously a first aider would also know that this is not a first aid injury. It is definitely an injury that needs more knowledge, like hospital, right? Not a first aider. Okay. And then your SHERAPE. Now the SHERAPE's duty in this scene will be to find the WCL2 document. A WCL2 document is the employer's report of an incident. Now with this document, the SHERAPE will fill it out with all the details that are inclusive of this person. You will need a WCL2, you will need a medical, and you will also need the injured person's ID, okay? Now with these documents that are being compiled by the SHERAPE, you are going to get on the ambulance. As the SHERAPE, you're going to get on the ambulance with the person and go to the hospital with this person, okay? Now, when you get to the hospital, you hand these documents over to the sister or whoever's helping. Usually it's going to be also like a emergency response from the hospital. You're going to take your person to the emergency side. You're not going to take him to the normal side or the reception side. Usually you just look for the nearest emergency services, the nearest emergency door, emergency entrance to take the injured person inside. But anyway, because you are with a ambulance will obviously know to take this person and drop them off at the emergency section. Okay, so that's where now the SHERAPE will go off with him, and the SHERAPE will hand these documents over to the hospital, sister, doctor, administrator, it really doesn't matter, but they will hand over these documents to the hospital. And with these hospitals and with these documents, the initial process starts, right? The process of claiming, the process of medical costs and all those kind of things, it starts right there, where now the company has to pay for medical costs for this person. Now guys, remember I said the documents that you need are your medical. You need a medical, you need a WCL2 form, and you need the person's ID. What happens if this guy doesn't have an ID? No, he doesn't have a medical. No medical, only a work permit, or only a passport, no work permit. What do you think is going to happen? Only a passport, no work permit, no medical. All right. So, like I said, you go with the ambulance as a SHERAPE. You go with the ambulance. You've got your documents. You hand them over to the hospital, and that is where you are done. But now you have to go back to work. You have to go back to site, to the accident scene. At the accident scene, remember the place was isolated. It was barricaded. And it has to be left like that, in that state and in that manner. Remember I said that it could all be one person. All these 4 appointments could be one person. So if it is one person, the SHERAPE will have to go back to site to go do proper investigations. But if it is different people, then while the SHERAPE is gone, the investigations are being done. Right, while the SHERAPE is gone, the investigations are being done. Remember, you've isolated your place. You've closed it up. You've chased people away. You don't want anybody coming in and out of your scene, removing things, taking things, placing things that are going to mess up your investigation. So you need to isolate the place. Make sure nobody comes in and out. Make sure the place is also, even if you can ask security to assist you with just checking the place to ensure that nobody goes in and out, right? Okay. And then the incident investigator does their investigations. As soon as the investigator does his investigations, now he needs to fill in a annexure 1. An annexure 1 report is the accident reporting or recording. Accident reporting and recording document, right? Because this is where you're going to put all the details of the injury. And then you've got, okay, fine, you've reported it. It's on a annexure 1. You also have another copy of the WCL2. So meaning you've got 2 WCL forms to fill in. Okay, you've got a copy of the WCL2. You've got an annexure 1 report. Now you are waiting. As the incident investigator, you've completed your investigations. You saw what was the root cause. You've done everything that you need to do. Now you need to report this incident. Reporting this incident means that you need to inform the department. You need a WCL2 and you need a annexure 1. Now guys, just also sorry to put this in, but just for your own information, a WCL2 is in the case of injuries on site, and then a WCL1, there's 2 of them, né? A WCL1 is in the case of diseases, occupational diseases, dermatitis, Yeah, that's all that I know of. Okay, but yeah, so WCL1 is in the case of injuries, occupational injuries. Okay, so now you're done with your reports. You are sitting there, you are waiting for a doctor's report from the hospital. Now these people are gonna contact you before the end of the day, or if this happened at night or something, but they're gonna contact you within 24 hours. Okay, they're gonna give you the latest doctor's reports, and they're gonna give you the go-ahead whether this guy is okay, he can go back to work, or he should get bed rest and just be in the hospital or be at home. They will give us actually a recommendation of what they recommend from the hospital is good for this guy. Now say for example they recommend that he gets bed rest for about, let's say, more than 20 days. Yeah, let's say for 20 days. Okay, this is doctor's order, remember, and there's an official report. Now you take your WCL2, you take the guy's details, his medical, his IDs, his passports, everything. You also take the doctor's report. You take all these and you report to department, okay, to the Department of Labor. Now either you can do it to the Department of Labor, or remember guys, we've got these insurance brokers called FEM and RAM or RMA. Yeah, RMA. We've got the insurance brokers. Those guys make our job easy. Okay, we just submit whatever they request, we just submit. So but anyway, if you're doing it with Department of Labor, you're doing it straightforward with them. They're also quite easy because they do talk to you and let you know what is requested. So you submit your doctor's letter, and then after 2 days you're gonna get a follow-up letter, in which now department will start requesting for that follow-up letter from you. Okay, so if department is requesting for that, it's because they need to know what is the follow-up and what is the progress on that guy. Is that guy getting better? Is he on bed rest? What's going on? Now remember we said he got bed rest for 20 days. This is now the follow-up report from the hospital. Still, we said he's gonna get bed rest for 20 days. Now we need to make sure, first of all, the hospital is gonna, when they give you the initial doctor's letter, they're gonna submit it with a statement, because they know that this statement is necessary for department. So when they give it with a statement, this is what you need to submit back to department, because then this is proof that you did assist him medically, right? Okay, so you need to submit your proof that you assisted him medically. And if they say he's gonna get bed rest for more than 14 days, right? So regulation says that if he gets bed rest for more than 14 days and he cannot come, it also depends on the injury, guys, that he got. Now the injury, it's a whole lot on its own. It's very much, it's a whole lot on its own. It's actually part of the COIDA Act, the COID Act. It would be good for you to read and know the types of injuries. Although obviously they would assist you in the hospital, and the FEM, they will assist you when it comes to that. But it's also good for you to just know and know the whole procedure of how it works, claims, payouts, how many days the guy has to get paid out for. It's really good for you to just know it. Okay, all right, so sorry to go off track while we're still on track. Let's go back on track. So now you've submitted all your documents to department. You've also submitted your follow-up. You've submitted your proof of medical assistance. Now you need to provide to department this guy's payslip. 1, his payslip. 2, his timesheet, right? His timesheet that shows how many days he works on a good week. Not a timesheet that shows him absent, and timesheets that show him absent, coming late, what. No, but a good week. A timesheet that shows him Monday to Friday or Saturday if they work 7 to 5 or 7 to 4, whatever time, and a full week's timesheet. Okay, because they're trying to get his highest rate, like his highest salary. That's what they're trying to get at. As soon as they got his highest salary, Now they start making those calculations as to how much we need to pay him. In fact, not even us, but how much the department needs to pay him. So we are going to pay him his salary. Department is going to pay us. Department is going to give us money to pay this guy. Remember, that's what insurance is for. That's what letter of good standing is for. That's what being in good standing means. It means that when somebody gets injured, they're going to give us money to pay him even if he's not working on our side. Right? Okay. So that is the accident, and that is the incident and accident reporting procedure. And another note that you have to take is that to department, you have to report within 7 days. You've got only 7 days to make sure that this incident has been reported to department, to FEM, or to the RMA. Okay, so the sooner the better. And hence, that's why even when the doctors give you their initial reports and their follow-up reports, they make that very, very quick. It's in a space of 24 hours. And then your follow-up report is also within a space of about 2 days maximum. So this is all just so that you are still within the 7 days and that you can report, so that you can get your claims. Now, if it happens that, guys, if it happens that somebody gets injured on site and we do claims late, over 7 days, they might not pay us out. They might not, or they might even penalize us. They might penalize us and say, instead of paying 100% his salary, we're going to pay only 50%. You have to pay the rest because you reported this thing late. Okay, so that's why it's very important, guys, to ensure that you report, do your investigation as soon as somebody is injured on site. Make sure they do not leave home with, they do not leave site, they do not leave work without reporting, without completing, or at least completing halfway the investigation. Because what's the point of saying, I gotta go home? Next thing you go home, tomorrow when you come back, when you will think you're gonna start your investigation, things have been changed. People have been in and out, tools, material, things. The accident scene is different now. It's not as we left it yesterday. So that's why it's very important, no matter what time it is, if there's an incident on site or an accident on site, you need to attend to it immediately. Okay? All right, guys. So that is all that I got on incidents and accidents, the differences, and also how to report accidents that occurred on site. Accidents. Yeah. So thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. That is all from me. I hope you learned a thing or two about accident and incident reporting. Please, guys, if you guys have done it differently where you've worked, or you've seen something different that you would like to add also for me to know, put it in the comment section, guys. Let's share our knowledge. This is what this channel is for, sharing knowledge with each other. Once again, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, like the videos, and ciao.